Hey, folks. Oh, that took a second to all load in. Oh, let's see if any of them... and we lost 2 that time. Big rips, big rips. But, yeah, well, welcome in, my dudes. Welcome in. We're doing some, we're doing some D&D Homebrew today. I'm just gonna change the title of the stream. I'm also gonna... I always forget. There's always something I forget to do. It's either turn my webcam to the right position, I always forget to turn the screen down. Screen brightness down. Okay, right. Just gonna untie my hair, actually. Ugh. God, looks just... Oh shit, it's all caught. Fuck's sake. Ow, ow. Ow. Don't mind me, it's fine. Okay, it's all sorted now. But, yeah, we're gonna carry on with all the monk stuff we were doing last week. We actually got a fair ways through, like, most of the base classes done. We only need, like, 3 more key powers. I'm actually, like, really happy with some of these. They're really cool. I'll strike against that creature on a hit success. Yeah, Intercepting Fist is really cool. Key Pulse is really fun, because you just send people just flying backwards. And obviously we have all the OG ones, like Flurry of Blows, Patient Defense, Step of the Wind, and Deflect Missiles. They're all here. We also took a look at... I also took a look at our key passives, which are... well, exactly what they sound like. They are they're passive abilities that you just kind of have. So, for example, Slip, and so Slow Fall is just from base, as our Purity of Body and Stillness of Mind. Tranquility has been stolen from Open Hand, because Open Hand is boring and shit, and just, I hate it so much. It's a fucking awful, it's just awful. Like, mechanically, it's actually kind of strong, but, like, thematically, it's just a non-factor. Quivering Palm is cool. Everything else can go away. It's really bad. Okay. So my sort of plan for this evening is to either fill out these 3 features here and do some more work on the powers and the passives, or to finish the powers and all the passives, to just like outright knock them out. First thing I'm going to do, Wholeness of Self. I took another look at this when I opened the file before I started streaming, and I looked at this once and just said, no, I don't like this. I don't like this being here. It doesn't feel in keeping with Monk at all. Though now that I finished that sentence, I just thought of a way to maybe make it really interesting, so I'm going to do that. Whenever you take a short rest, or whenever you roll 1 or more hit dice to regain hit points during a short rest, you regain additional hit points equal to... Whenever you roll a hit dice to regain him losing a short rest, you regain additional hit points equal to 1/4 your monk level. 1/3. So 1/3 your monk level, which caps out, I think, at 6? Yes, it caps out at 6, which is... it's so-so. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I think it's, what's like 6.4 recurring or something like that. Which is not really very interesting. Or maybe it's 6.6 recurring? It's something like that, I have no idea. It averages down to 6, that much I know. So it caps out at 6 and starts at like 1 and then increases to 2. Or it increases... So if you get this at level 5 and you take a short rest, you roll 3 hit dice, you immediately regain an extra 3 hit points. Which is kind of a non-factor. Like 3 hit points. But when you get to level 6, which is immediately afterwards, believe it or not, 5 plus 1 is in fact 6. Yeah, we're learning some big maths here today, everyone. It goes up to 2, so spending 3 hit dice nets you 6 hit points, which is the kind of health you would be regaining from one whole ass hit dice. So I would say this is worth, maybe it would be worth moving this to 9th level. For the strict benefit of making it so that when you get it, it's immediately really good. Like, +3 to hit dice rolls, that's massive. Which it is. That's really big. Okay, hang on. I think I know a way to make this a bit better. Additionally, whenever you use your... What is the feature called? Is it called Clarity? Or whenever you use your Mind Focus feature, you may roll 1 hit dice, regaining hit points. You may expend and roll 1 hit dice, regaining hit points if you're taking a short rest. And Mind Focus. Yeah. That seems cool. That seems cool. You use whenever you Mind Focus, you get some hit points. And generally speaking, whenever you're going to be using Mind Focus, it's going to be immediately after a combat, right? You're going to have gone through the combat, and monks are melee. You're going to have taken even just a little bit of damage. Even if you've taken like 10 points of damage, topping yourself off, it's probably not that bad of an idea. So I think, especially because monks, whilst they always have like really, really good like AC, obviously, if they want good hit points, they have to go pretty mad, because they need 3 stats for that shit. So monk hit points are usually not all that great, especially considering that they have a DA hit dice. Like clerics, they can go whiz and con second and have like a 15 or a 16 in con at level 1, whereas monks have to put that 15 or 16 into wisdom, and put maybe something as low as like 12. If you're using standard array, it's like, I think it goes like 15, 14, 12, 11, 10, 8. Hang on. Yeah, so you'd be putting your 15 in dex, your 14 in wisdom, and a 12 in your con. And for a D8 hit dice class, that makes you suffer pretty bad from that. Like that shit adds up real high. So yeah, that's so this feature is I think the new version. Let me go back to it. Yeah, the new version of Wholeness of Self. This I think is really cool now. Actually, Like, I literally started the stream, was like, I should delete this, and then I thought about it for... I literally completed a sentence whilst thinking about it, and was like, yes, a way to make this not the biggest pile of ass play. And not the sexy kind of ass play, just unpleasant kind. Is my tea cold enough to drink? Let's find out. I was about ready to retitle this stream "Scalding My Mouth Live on Twitch," but it was not. It was not scalding. My tongue and taste buds have not, melted. The inside of my mouth is not currently akin to the burning pits of hell, so neat. Now, a good couple of hours ago, I had a really good idea for a key power. Fuck knows what it was. It's gone now. It was an idea. It had something to do with. It was to do with punching. How much I know. It's to do with punching. Oh fuck! What was it? It was like I cannot for the life of me remember what it was. But whatever. It's fine. I think an interesting key power actually could be temporarily reducing your opponent's AC on a hit. That can be kind of cool. Guard breaker or guard break. That's more of like a martial arty kind of thing, which I think could be really cool. Causes them to suffer a penalty to AC and to dexterity saving throws at the start of your next turn. That could be interesting. Because this, again, is something that is not at all really represented in D&D is like numerical penalties that players have access to. Because, you get your... Especially when they're temporary. Because obviously you got like your rust monsters or whatever that can just like eat players' armors and just make them really, really mad, which is why I've never used them. Because I'm not gonna, the paladin who just spent all of his gold on plate armor is not gonna have his armor completely fucking ruined in the first encounter he gets to use it. Because that's something called not fun. And that's the opposite of what you should be striving for in your games. It's not exactly a hot take there, but, a bit of a shade throw to the kinds of people that do that sort of shit, RPGs are played for escapism, so that players can feel that they're succeeding, and that the things that they do matter. And then when you do things that make them, when you sort of arbitrarily force them to fail or feel like the things that they're doing don't matter, well, congratulations, your game is bad. And unless there's like a very express reason, or it's something you've spoken to the players about beforehand, like, that's the worst fucking feeling. Like, I've been on the receiving end of it, of just being like, oh yeah, we just did something really, really important. What's our, like, reward for it in universe? Or did it make a difference? And it's like, no, it didn't. And you're an idiot for thinking that it did. And it's like, well, I guess I just won't play then. Because that's what I'm here for. Well, I wouldn't say it's a particularly spicy take, but I'm sure there are people out there who would disagree with me, and I'm willing to say that the people who would disagree with me are pretty shitty DMs. They're not the kind of DM I would like to play with. That's for sure. I will say that very openly. I'm sure there is a brand of sort of draconian D&D where everything is cutthroat and everything hates you, and everything you do doesn't make a difference, and you just have to try and like exist, like it just like existing and not being a corpse is an active challenge. And it's like, is that fun? I don't think it is, but I guess there are people playing it, so I ain't gonna question it. I mean, I just spent the last 5 minutes questioning it, so that's a lie, but... Okay. God Break. That's a name pending, because there's a shitty name. Oh, I'm gonna steal this text. Nope, not like that though. Spend 1 key point to break the target's defenses, briefly staggering them. It suffers a -2 penalty to saving throws until the end of your next turn. And a little fun fact for people who didn't know this, then this also works with Stunning Strike, which is very fun to learn after the fact, is that once... Oh wait, no, ignore me. No, I just thought about it for another second and I realized, wait, nope, it's not a good thing. Well, I suppose it is applicable here. The reason this is here, the once on each returns, is A, so you can't punch in a circle and reduce the AC of everything within a 5-foot radius around you. And also, well, that's the main reason that it's there, not to stop somebody from doing it multiple times to the same creature, because technically speaking, a creature cannot be affected by the same feature more than once, even if they're from different characters. 4th edition took it to a whole other level where it even worked with conditions. So if a creature was like marked, for example, which was a condition in 4th edition, if somebody else marked them, the previous mark would go away. 5th edition doesn't go to quite that extreme. Instead, it's just like features. So for example, if you cast slow on a creature, somebody and they fail, obviously, one of your other allies can't also slow that creature, and they're not double slowed, because that just isn't how that works, because that would just be ridiculous. Like, I think it's a very clean rule that makes a lot of sense. And I think most people would just assume is kind of the case anyway, but would make specific edge cases for certain things as to why they should work, which I think is fair enough. Now, this -2 penalty does become pretty negligible at later levels, so I'm thinking maybe when you are at 10th level, this bonus, or this penalty, increases to -3. Oh, hang on. This penalty increases by -1 at 10th, -3, and 18th, -4 level. Because this is like a fairly significant investment of key points, right? Though I think the target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or suffer a -2 penalty to its armor class and to dexterity saving throws until the end of your next turn. Oh, this... Okay, we'll get rid of this saving throw penalty. and then we will remove the saving throw that it makes. So, like, my only concern is that monks are gonna, like, spam this every round against, like, a dragon or whatever. So I think there probably should be a save attached. Yeah, because if there's not a save attached, a monk is just gonna, like, hyper spam this against a dragon or whatever. Though, a fun combo would be to pinpoint strike the dragon's constitution, which is pretty challenging, might I add, because a dragon... Let's look at an adult dragon, we'll say. Right, adults. Let's look at a red dragon. No, I don't want making it adult. CR 17. Say like an 8th or a 9th level character, a party of 4 or 5 could probably take down an adult red dragon. Probably. Boy has a constitution of 25. And as a monk, let's say you're 9th level, you are gonna have a bonus to hit of +9, so you need to roll like a 16 or higher to hit to hit that constitution pinpoint strike. But if you manage to do it, or like the dragon is prone or something, so you have advantage, you hit it with the constitution, and then you guard break it afterwards, so it has disadvantage on the saving throw. I think that's kind of cool. We can move that up here. So I need 2 more powers. Obviously, if we end up coming up with more ideas, then neat. That's, you know, we'll add them on. If we end up with like 11, 12, 13, or even like 14, 15 key powers, which I don't think we will, to be honest. I reckon we might actually quite struggle to get to 10, but maybe not. Right. I want to look at some key passives as well, because, well, I very much like the key passives. I like the ones that we have so far, but I think it's going to be filling out all of these options is going to actively be quite difficult. The tea is finished. So the lower level ones, I think, are proving to be a little difficult. Slip, I like a lot. I really like Slip. I'm not sure how good it is, but I absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic. But yeah, we need like 3 more. I think Wholeness of Self is pretty cool. Maybe some kind of like stance thing. You could have like could be defensive stance and offensive stance, maybe. Ooh, actually, yeah, I just had a good idea. I just had a very spicy idea. Get +1 bonus shot unarmored AC. You cannot take this key passive. No offensive stance. The first time you hit a creature with a monk weapon attack or unarmed strike on your turn, that creature suffers an additional 1d4 damage of the weapon's type. I don't know, like, how ludicrous this is. Like, certainly these don't seem overly comparable. So, like, because this seems infinitely better than just lol plus 1 AC. 1 AC and 2 saving throws? Ooh, this feels weird. I'm not sure how to feel about this. Really not. Because on one hand, this is kind of neat. Other hand, not overly mechanically interesting, and also potentially really nuts. Because obviously plus 1 to AC and saving throws is like, oh lol, I have a ring of protection. But also monks are really bad. So like this is our aim here, right? It's to make monks yeah. I agree. I guess the way we sort of pronounce it, kind of, it's like offense and offense. It's like, it's just the enunciation. You don't even pronounce them different. It's like offense, offense. Like, it's just when you stress. Like I think that's like the only word in the English language that has two completely different meanings based on stress alone. No, I don't think we do, though. I mean, obviously we have lots of words that sound exactly the same. Like there, and there. Like, but you don't enunciate or pronounce them in any different way. It's just there, and there, or where and where. Where were, we're, all of those, where they're all spelled differently, but they all sound really similar. Whereas offense and offense are spelt the exact same way and pronounced the exact same way. It's only where you stress that, like, that's not quite pronunciation, that's syllable stress. That feels very un-English, because we don't have that, to my knowledge at least. I may be missing out, like, a whole section of the dictionary where it's like, oh yeah, lol, these are the words where it's like, but that's really thrown me off. Compact, compact. No, those are the same, because they have the same meaning. You can just say them compact, compact. Like, you can just say them both ways, but they have the same meaning, I think. Like, they're just both a verb and an adjective. To compact, compact. Wait, no. Touch. Compact touch. That doesn't sound right. I don't know if that's a word. I'm pretty sure you're thinking of impact, right? Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure you're thinking of impact there. Yeah, that's just normal. That's normal though. There's a lot of words like that. Like words that are both verbs and adjectives. But offense and offense are two nouns that have completely separate meanings. Like offense is like hostile, whereas offense is to insult. Yeah, but you pronounce and enunciate them all the same. As like minute and minute, they're two different words because you pronounce them completely differently. Refuse and refuse as well, where it's like, wait, refuse. No, there's another one. That's another one. They're pronounced it's the enunciation. Project. Yeah, project. Fine. No, fine isn't one. Lead, no. Refuse, project. Those are the other two. There must be a word for this, right? Where this isn't even about D&D anymore. We're just fucking debating like semantics. But there must be a word for these because they are pronounced fundamentally the same way. But it's only the overlook. Yeah. That's very concrete. But stop talking about this now because make I think the offensive stance one is really bad now. On each of your turns, roll a d4, adding the total to the result of your... You may add 1d4 to the result of the attack, or to the attack roll's result. So yeah, these are both very tangible in quality, right? A d4 on your attack is an average of like +2 to on each turn. Yeah, on each turn, I think these are equivalent now. I don't know if they're really all that interesting. They don't excite me. I might... There's a not small chance I will cut these, like, completely. I will axe them. But I do like them a lot. I am a big fan of these. These are really cool. I think, well, I like them because they're very strong. And they are like, oh yeah, pick these. You know, you take either one of these and your monk has just straight buff. Like, it's not like, oh, it's a feature that has some use. It's like, no, this straight up makes my character better. And there are some downsides to that, but I think mainly monks kind of need it, because monks kind of suck. And that is our goal here, is to make them not suck. Like, that is what we're going for here, and so far I think this is the biggest step we've taken to making them actively just not suck. Because, like, obviously some of the subclasses really do change our monk quite a lot. Some for the worse, namely 4 elements is the biggest pile of horse piss on the planet. It's like, oh lol, I spend all my key points to cast Fireball. Even though I'm like 13th level and it really doesn't do all that much damage. Where the 4 elements is really bad. So I think we need some more like combat ones for the 9th level ones. I think we'll look at the 17th level ones as well, because I kind of want to look at like Empty Body and see what we can do with that. Let me just go read Empty Body, because I really dislike Empty Body. I think it's I think it's very I'm not a fan of it. I'll say that much. But but God, it's 4 key points. You become invisible for a minute, and you have resistance to all damage. But it costs 4 fucking key points. Like, why would you do that? As an action on your turn, you may spend 4 key points. No, not 4. No, it wouldn't be 4. Expend 3 key points. Now, this isn't a key passive. This is not a passive ability, like, at all. So yeah, this doesn't fit. Here, actually, hang on. We could stick Perfect Soul on here, maybe? Whenever you roll initiative and have less than key points, you expended key points until you have 3. You regain expended key points until you have 3. So yeah, you come in and maybe Battle Soul. Yeah, that's kind of cool. To be fair, actually, something is I think we could probably make 13th and 17th level. We could probably make them dead levels, because you get so much shit at these levels. Because you get access to the 13th level. Yeah, hang on. We could pull a, yeah, we could pull a, like a paladin or whatever, and make 9th, 13th, and 17th empty levels, because, like, at 17th level, you get your final key power and the highest level key passive you can get, and your last key passive. Yeah, actually, I think that probably makes a lot of sense, and also helps keep the class from being too cluttered. We will have to move improved unarmored movement to 11th level, which does kind of suck, but it's not the end of the world. Let me go to one armored movement real quick. We can attach this to 7th, I think, and make a cool 9th level feature. Or 7th, 11th level feature. It does make monks even more front-loaded than they already are, but like this bit of text here is not the end of the world. Then we can cut those. So now monks have these empty levels here, these 3 empty levels, because you get these. Like, you get key powers, your key points go up, and you get a key power and a key passive at these levels of a new sort of ranking. Because you get access to the 9th level key passives at 9th, funnily enough, and the 13th and then the 17th level ones. I may decide to go back and change this if the key passives prove to be not all that substantial, but I think they will be. So, I think it should be fine. But who knows? Maybe it won't be. Maybe it will prove to be an issue. But we shall see. No doubt. Oh. Okay. Yeah, sure. See ya. Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, not too bad. Making a fair bit of progress on Monk. How are things on your end? Ah, GM Binder. It's notoriously fiddly and will make sure you back up your shit because they do like to delete your stuff. But GM Binder is pretty good. Yeah. It's I have my own personal grievances with GM Binder, but GM Binder on the whole is really good. Okay. I'll say if you know anybody who works on the guild, yeah. It's only with God, trying to maintain a train of thought is hard. It's only with oh my god, my fucking mind is just blanked. Jesus. That was what I was gonna say. If you know. Oh. Yeah, that sounds pretty rough. Yeah, yeah, so if you know anyone who posts stuff to the guild, I would recommend getting sort of getting an eye from them on it, like even just for like the smallest little bit of critique. I find that if you're in it, there is a DM's Guild community Discord, which is generally very good. I've seen a lot of good stuff in there. There's people like advertising a lot of their stuff, getting some advice on bits and pieces, looking for editors, that sort of thing. There's a lot of good stuff on there. I'd strongly recommend it. Assuming you're not already in there. I don't actually know if you. Hang on. I will search and find out if you are. You are not, I don't think. But either way, I am going to attempt to... Yeah, it's basically learn some CSS. That's going to be very important. And again, to be honest, once you're sort of in that circle, if you're willing to part ways with a cut of royalties, there are some top tier layout artists who will make custom layouts. Like there's there are a lot of like I said, I assume you're planning on releasing on the guild, right? Or something to that effect. Assuming you're planning on releasing. Okay. You can. DM's Guild has like it. Basically, the way it works is you make a product page, and then when people buy it, you set the files that they can download, and you can change those files whenever you want. So yeah, that's like the kind of stuff you can do. So if it's particularly massive, I would recommend like going and like, yeah, I'd say if it ends up being ludicrously enormous, you may as well put a price tag on it, because if it's good and there's a lot of content in it, then people will pay for that shit on the guild. People are generally, it's not about like undercutting the market or anything like that on the guild. It's generally speaking very high budget, big projects sell well on the guild, and obviously if you don't have the budget, it's very easy to look like you have a budget. On the guild, it's very easy to do. If you work with people who will work for royalties, speaking from experience, yeah, I'd say there. It's Celtic myth. There are some very little of it has bled into 5e, and there's already some weird shit like the ice hags from Volo's Guide, the BHEUR. Yeah, I think it will probably be best to what is the term? Romanize, I think is the term to like Romanize them. I don't even know what does that say. Gwirgi, probably Gwirgi, Garwid. I don't know. I pretend like I can read Celtic, and I cannot. Yes. Say the Welsh are very, very passionate about their language, though not a lot of them actually speak it. It's only generally the northern Welsh who speak it, but like having been all of their signs are in Welsh first and English second. Like they treat English like it's a second language, even though it's very much the other way around. It's everyone speaks English, and some people speak Welsh as a second language, and it is dying out. It's the most alive of all of the Celtic languages by some margin, because Irish is basically dead, and Gaelic is dying out as pretty hard as well. Welsh they're very sort of ham-fistedly trying to, sort of jam it down people's throats to keep it alive, which is very reasonable, mind you. It's their national language. So jamming it down their throats is probably the wrong term to be using, but they're very, our language is dying, we need to do something about it, whereas the Irish and the Scots don't care quite as much. Yes. It's, to be fair, that town is named that way literally for a joke. Hang on, what is it? Longest town name. It takes up almost the entire search bar on Google. I love it. It has like I'm trying to look for the pronunciation, but it's like something ridiculous. Yes, that it is definitely that. The Church of Saint Mary, of the Pool of the White Hazels, near the Fierce Whirlpool, and the Church of Saint Tysilio of the Red Cave. Something to that effect. Their postmark is a swirl because the name is so goddamn long. It's the very sort of traditional English train train platform signs. It's so, hang on. They even have a pronunciation guide as well. Hang on, here's a Wikipedia link to the sign. Very, very traditional, I would say English is probably just European, train station sort of signs. There's a climate graph on Wikipedia for this fucking town. Large village, correction. Oh, it's on Anglesey. I thought it was on the mainland. Didn't know that. But, yeah, I'd say I would, yeah. I mean, I imagine the Welshmen who live there make do. And there is obviously the famous clip of an English weatherman, and he's English, and the English are notorious for making fun of the Scots, the Welsh, and the Irish. Yeah, there are shorter versions, but yeah, there is the very famous video of the English news weather reporter who nails it first try. Which is pretty cool. Right. So if you are not in there, by the way, shifting to Wolf, I will drop you a link to the DM's Guild Creative Lounge, because I think you will find a lot of use out of it, because there's a lot of good advice on there. Let me just check the rules on that real quick, because I don't actually know what they are. I mean, let me just double check I'm actually allowed to do that. I think I am. Like, I'm failing. Where the fuck are the rules? Are they in introductions? No. Oh, okay, right. Here we go. Found it. 1 second. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, so there's a big old player rules or whatever. I just gave him a read. But obviously I've read them in the past, but I couldn't remember the specifics on the thing. Right, where is the... Yeah, there we go. I'm not sure where it, probably in here. Yeah. I don't know if you need to go that hard. But, oh, right. I need to go back to working on this and do the thing. Do the thing with the homebrew is what I need to do. Pay some fucking attention to the thing I'm supposed to be doing. Right. So for those of you who have just joined in, because I just checked the view count and it's jumped up quite considerably. So for a recap of what I've done today, this evening, I've added I've changed the class progression. I've added in some dead levels. Yes, welcome in. I've added in a dead level at 9th, 13th, and 17th, akin to half-casters, because at these levels, monks get not only a new key power, but also a key passive, and at each of these levels they get access to new, higher tier key passives as well, so that's fairly substantial. I just need to add an 11th level feature. Welcome in, indeed. Guard break has been added, so when you hit somebody, you spend a key point, they make a dex save, and if they fail, they take a -2 penalty to armor class, which does increase. I added low-level key passes, a defensive stance and offensive stance, which, lo and behold, are exactly that. You can only take one, you can't take both. Defensive stance gives you basically Ring of Protection, just passively, which is quite good, like quite good. And offensive stance is once per turn and a d4. I'm not sure how I feel about these. I may cut them, I may not. Oh, and I reworked Wholeness of Self, so you get just bonuses to hit die rolls, and also the ability to spend 1 hit dice when you mind focus. Oh, and I also added in the basically Perfect Soul as one of the 17th level key passives. I think I'll say yeah, the idea here is to take all of the bullshit out of Monk, because there's a lot of it, like a lot of it, like holy shit, so much, and sort of improve their scaling and improve their late game. Improving the late game is one of the big things, and reducing their early game horrible awfulness. Because early game Monk, like early and mid game Monk, make me want to just end it all. Because if I ever have to deal with Stunning Strike ever again, no. Stunning Strike, I've explained this many times before, but I think Stunning Strike is like an inherently... It is a net unfun ability. If it doesn't work, the player is... oh, yeah, they're the only... Yeah, it's like the... Like, monks themselves are mostly okay, just not interesting and very devoid of very sort of lacking in sort of lacking in concrete flavor. That's my sort of substantial issue with Monk, is that they really force you down the path of magic Buddhist when a lot of people kind of just want to be guy who punches good. And that is like physically not oh yeah they're obviously Stunning Strike is the most egregious thing. The rest of it is actually like pretty fair. I just don't think it's very interesting, and they fall off super hard late game. Like they just become kind of a non-factor in the party, or not even late game, like by 10th level, they're just kind of a non-factor, because they don't really scale that hard. So that's another thing I did, actually, was I brought their scaling down by like 2 levels. And I may bring it down even more. I'm no guarantee on that one, but it really depends. So yeah, we also have a Slip, which I think is maybe my favorite feature I've made for this whole ass class. Is yeah, when somebody misses you, you can immediately move up to 5 feet. Opportunity attacks are disadvantage, and there's no limit to the amount of times that can be done. So if they miss their opportunity attack, you get to move again, which is really cool. But yes, I think I am going to take a very quick break because I need to go grab some food. When I come back, I think we're going to work on this 11th level feature here. So I will be gone probably about 5 minutes. I will be back ASAP. Hope you all stick around. Thanks for stopping by the stream. I will be back very shortly. Okay, I'm back. Hey, folks. Oh, let's see whether they... we lost 3 that time. I think I need to change the jar. As nice as the whiskey glass looks, watching them bounce into oblivion every time is a little awkward. Right. So let's look at monk features. Oh. Okay. Yes. They've been sent to the void. Looks like you're going to the Shadow Realm, Jimbo. Okay, right. Let's look at what base monks, because I'm pretty... Actually, no. Base monks, they get, I think they get, like, nothing. Oh, subclass feature, because I moved it. Now, they have plenty of ways of regaining ki. Whenever they crit somebody, reduce somebody to 0 hit points, long rest, or use mind focus. Yeah, GM Binder does take time, and to make it look really good, you gotta go into the old CSS. Oh, it's a sort of a programming language. It is the I don't know if it would have a different name. I don't know. It's nowhere near as complex as you know, standard programming. It's CSS is fairly simple. It has some weird eccentricities, but I would recommend making a fresh GM Binder page and going into the templates menu and scrolling down to the bottom and looking at the looking at all the templates that they have. They have one for Xanathar's Guide. They have one for the Unearthed Arcanas. That is, like, basically anything you see inside of a style tag, that's going to be CSS. And a lot of CSS is just, like, knowing certain inputs and fiddling around with numbers until things look good. It's, there are a handful of things that are kind of weird, but generally speaking, it's not ludicrously complex. Certainly, of all programming languages I have encountered, it is the simplest of them all. It just, like all languages, it has the capacity to be somewhat esoteric. Ugh. Right. I want some kind of combat feature, but I don't know what it would be. Mm. I am unsure what to put here. Very unsure indeed. Some kind of feature that would... Some kind of like sentinel kind of situation, maybe? Nah. An idea for a key power though. Be called like sweep. Again, name pending because that's a really shitty name. Sweeping strike? Sure. Where is... to throw the creature off balance. The target must succeed on a strength, dexterity, or constitution saving throw. Your choice. Or fall prone. So that's like fairly substantial. And you can also put their weakness against them. So if you're fighting against like a duelist or whatever, you know, who you're like, yeah, no, he's a swift guy. You can instead just, you know, kick him square in the skull and have him make a con save, as opposed to a dex save, and he's just like, ow, and he falls over on his ass. That's potentially pretty cool. We're sort of making monks into more sort of battlefield controllers, which is a lot more interesting than them just wandering up and punching a guy a couple times. Analytical mind sounds too intelligent. Insightful mind. No. Whenever you use a key power on a creature, you may learn two of the following pieces of information about that creature. Because there are lots of these kinds of features in 5th edition, and almost all of them are just awful. The one that Battle Masters get is the most egregiously bad of them all, but almost all of them are exclusively dog shit. They are almost jokes in just how bad they are. Yeah, I'd say that's gonna come in handy. Just learning all of the weird eccentricities, just fucking around with it and seeing how it works. The target's physical. Oh no, I don't need to capitalize that. Physical ability scores. It's strength, dexterity, and constitution. The target's mental ability scores. It's intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. The target's probably just be its armor class. Its challenge rating or total class levels. Oh, whoops. So there we go. Those are all the key passives done. So that's pretty cool. We need one more sort of, like, I think the last key power is going to be some form of, like, battlefield controlling tactic. Maybe... Oh, actually, I just thought of a slightly more interesting key passive, maybe. Shifting. Ooh. Oh, yes. Yes, that is a part of Pinpoint Strike. If you target their dexterity, it reduces their speed. Obviously, Pinpoint Strike is going to be, like, a guaranteed pick every time, because it comes with, like, 3 inbuilt abilities as opposed to just 1. Which is, you know, maybe not what you want. But I think separating these abilities up would be... would kind of suck, you know? Shifting... positioning attack. Whenever you hit a creature with a monk weapon or an unarmed strike, you may attempt to shove that creature as a part. Same attack. When you shove in this way, you may only attempt to push a creature rather than knocking them prone. Actually, hang on. You may attempt to push that creature as per the shove action as a part of the same attack. On each turn, whenever you... Yeah, this is kind of cool. This is as a key passive. That's pretty interesting. That's something I forgot to put here. Whoops. So once per turn, you punch. When you successfully push a creature in this way, you may move 5 feet towards that creature. Creature within 5 feet of you. You may move to a space within 5 feet of that creature. So, this is the ability that you use. This is the key passive that you take, where you want to be shoving people into flanking and shit like that. So you like punch a dude, and you punch him, and he gets pushed back 5 feet, and then you zip sort of to his other side. So that and like, hang on, I'm gonna have to like get a visual for this because I can't describe with words. Words are hard. Hang on. Let's make a table. There, 5 by 5. So just pretend for a second that these are all square, and I'll just make them squares. That'll probably make more sense. So the monk is here. Hang on, this is one there. So the enemy is here, the monk is here, and the fighter is here, right? The monk hits this dude with an attack and then attempts to shove him, succeeds, this guy gets pushed to here, and the monk immediately then moves to here as a part of positioning attack. That's maybe kind of strong for a key passive, but yeah, maybe I should remove the free movement, because the free movement I think is probably a bit much. So yeah, I'm gonna yeah. So you pop a dude 5 feet, and then move to here, and then make the rest of your attacks with flanking, assuming your DM allows for flanking. If not, well, fuck. You push him off a ledge, I guess. I don't know. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, again, that sort of 4th edition combat design philosophy where just minus all of the horrible, awful bullshit of mountains and mountains and mountains of abilities, and ongoing effects and traits and powers and all of that bullshit. But you can tell from this that I did play 4th edition, and it was awful, but some of it wasn't. Some of it. Some. They do. It used to be literally just wholeness of body, but then I thought that was a bit ridiculous. Whereas this one, so whenever you roll hit dice, they get a bonus to hit dice. And so mind focus is you spend 5 minutes, so like a post-combat thing. Normally mind focus gives you a couple key points back, and then this buffs it so you may immediately spend 1 hit dice as if you were taking a short rest. So I don't know if that counts in your book as self-heal, and whether monk needs self-heal. Because personally, don't know. It could potentially be a key power, admittedly. Could potentially be interesting. I just don't know specifically how it would work. Yeah, this caps out, I think, at about 6. Yeah, it caps out at 6, so you spend 10 hit dice, you get an extra, well, shit, you get an extra 60 hit points. Fuck. That might be a bit much. Yeah, that might be a bit much. But then again, you do have to spend 10 of your 20 hit dice just to get that. 1/3. Any opinions on this, Joe? Because I'm not. Feels like a lot. But then again, 60 hit points for a monk who probably has a max of like +2 con. Hey, let me any dice this shit. So the maximum amount of healing you can get from this at the very, very start is 5d8. Say the monk has +2. They get an extra 5 hit points. And at level 6, that goes up. Yeah. Greetings. Whenever you roll equal to your monk level. So yeah, you get this at 5th, and you get bonus 5 hit points. But that seems really shit, though. I mean, yeah, it is at no cost, but... And in theory, you could just take a million short rests and just get all your hit points back that way. You know what? No, we'll keep it as is. Keep it as is. But I think it being like this means that we probably shouldn't have a self-heal key power. Because that would just be too much heal. Too much. Like, I'll experiment with one, but... Soul focus. As an action on your turn, you may focus your ki into healing energy. Or you may expend any number of ki points, focusing them into healing energy. You regain hit points, or roll a number of d8s equal to the amount of ki, equal to the number of ki points expended plus your then add your wisdom modifier. You regain hit points equal to the result. Now this feels fine, I think. Like, you get this at level 2, you have 2 key points. This is like not the kind of thing you really want to be taking at level 2, because you're spending one of your 2 key points to like cure wounds yourself, which is fine, but it's not amazing by any means, because, you know, it's a whole action. You spend your whole ass turn. This is like out of combat here, right? Not to mention that it's actually more efficient to do this out of combat and to spam it, because you get to add your whiz mod. So yeah, this is way more efficient to spam out of combat, which is what Wholeness of Self is meant to be anyway. So yeah, no, this is not cool or good. This is uncool and bad. Maybe this equal to roll number of roll number of d4s equal to twice the number of key points expended. So you roll like a boatload of little d4s, which have a slightly nicer average, which makes up for the penalty of lower levels not adding a whiz mod, and that's sucking, because you can just roll a 1 and you wasted one of your 2 key points for literally nothing. Like, generally speaking, you know, your likelihood of rolling a 1 on a d8 is 1 in 8, but your likelihood of rolling 2 1s on 2d4 is like 1 in 11 or something like that, give or take. I don't know what the exact maths is, but it's a notably lower chance, which like increases exponentially. Yeah, I think this is probably okay. Now, we have enough key powers. If we have more ideas, then they can go on. But we don't. This was like the minimum comfortable number of there not being too few, because like there's 10 of them, and monks get 7. So in theory, we could probably have up to sort of 15, like 14 of these things. 14, 15. But we don't need to aim for that. Like, I personally want to come out of this with like 11, maybe 12. But if we don't, you know, if there's no like natural ideas that come, then we're in a position where we don't need to force it, you know? Good question. I don't think so. A lot of subclasses kind of have them anyway, to be fair. Like a lot of them just kind of have those. So maybe I will think about it. I'm already doing an extra 14th level feature for all of the subclasses. So I will certainly consider it. The card is on the table, but I'm going to say probably not, but if I come up with good ideas for at least half of them, then sure. But I think most of them kind of already have built in exactly that anyway, to be fair. They just will be key powers, just not in name. And realistically, I may end up doing exactly that and just saying, you learn this key power, and it's just like the exact same feature as printed in the book, just it costs slightly less because the monk's key total has come down quite considerably. Right, so need an 11th level class feature. We need one more 13th level key passive, and 2 more 17th level key passives. So the 13th level ones are the Ascetic Way. So you can meditate. Basically, you get this part of Timeless Body that I cut out, and you only need to sleep for an hour every day. You only need to meditate for an hour every day instead of sleeping, which is reasonably substantial. Not having to eat, drink, or to eat or drink is also, relative intrigue. It's like a flavor pick, but most of these are like Shield of Will has like, you get some temp. You get a number of d6 equals your Wizmod of temp every day, which is pretty okay. And then Tug of Sun and Moon is exactly the same as it is in PHP. It's the exact same ability. I need one more of those. And I'm thinking maybe a more sort of mechanical feature, because Tongue and Ascetic Way are strictly flavor, and Shield of Will is sort of like gameplay benefits. So presumably this last one and Shield of Will, you'll pick between those two, and then you'll pick one of the flavor ones, generally speaking anyway. So maybe some kind of... Some kind of, like, a mini expertise could be kind of cool. That could be interesting, actually. Like, perfect art. Yeah, that could be kind of cool. So amongst not really get expertise, but, you can get something akin to it. Choose... I need to go look up the text of expertise, actually. This is kind of uninteresting, actually. Yeah, actually, yeah, I don't like this. Oh shit! It's gone 7 o'clock. Whoops. If anybody has any immediate suggestions for stuff to include as a key passive, key power, or as an 11th level feature, do throw something forward. Otherwise, I think I might actually call things here, because we've actually made a shitload of progress today. We finished the key powers, or sort of finished light. You know, they're not like... we can add more, but we're in a position where we don't need to. Which is really good. I'm very happy with how these have come out. I'm super, super happy with them. I think they're really cool. I think that... That's all good, all good. I suppose I'll explain the theme, but before I head off. But the idea is to take Monk from 5e and strip away all of their weird sort of like magic Buddhist powers and make those options amongst various other things, and take like deflect missiles, flurry of blows, where are the other ones? Patient defense and step of the wind, and pull those away into a big old list of stuff, and then do the same for all of the weird passive abilities that they get, and treat those ones like warlock invocations. So treat Monk as like your own customizable martial arts guy, as opposed to perhaps the most one-note class in the whole game, which is an achievement, because a lot of them are pretty basic. We made a lot of progress today, finished all the key powers, got in like Sweeping Strike, Soul Focus, Guard Break. We finished most of the key passives. Especially the lower level ones, I was expecting to be really, really difficult to do, but we've made some really great progress with that. The base class, we sort of added in some blank levels, just because of like all of this stuff that they get. We just need an 11th level feature in the base class is done. Next time we work on this, which will probably be either later on this week or next Monday again, we will most likely be able to finish this, or at least get in a position where we can move on to working on the subclasses, which is going to be really cool. But yeah, thank you very much, people, for sticking around for the stream today. We are going to go raid Spice 8 Rec, so please do not leave. Yeah, your closest thing is making Shadow, like Shadow Monk, and multi-classing with Rogue. Honestly, Rogue just works better as a ninja, like, because Monk doesn't have anything to facilitate it outside of Way of Shadow or Way of Kensai. But yeah, thank you very much for sticking around, folks. I'm gonna start a raid with Spice 8 Rec. So now let's find out whether the Twitch threshold is 5 or 10. I'm pretty sure it's 5, and I'm fairly certain I've been told it's 5, but I don't remember. So regardless, thank you very much for sticking around today, folks. I will most likely see a good number of you again later on this week, either the next time we look at this or when we do something else. Yeah, I will start the raid now. See ya.